So even if you want to take take it into take in the approach with the one sitting right there, all right. What I'm going to go for is the spine again. And here's the scapula, comes out into the elbow, down to the front of the forelimb. Okay, kind of sitting on the side a little bit. So here's the knee, and it comes out that way. And you're kind of seeing the bottom of the paw. Just going to kind of put the head up this way. Back of the jaw. Keep the muzzle small if it's a baby, okay? But that approach, even though it was sitting right there, is still able to get it. I want to actually see. Just gonna keep it loose throughout.
So how do you apply the spots, Dave?
Well, in terms of the way I hold the pen, or in terms of my approach?
Approach.
Okay, approach. Good question, Carl. I like how staged that was. So what I'll do is I'll actually try to wrap it around the form. And even though, just like I did with the giraffe, I'm trying to be pretty self-conscious of the fact of where it's actually going around. The zebra stripes are easy because they're already they describe the form much easier. These you have to be a little more conscious of it. So this is on the top plane, this is on the bottom plane. So or the side plane. So what I start to think about in the actual approach with the spots, good question, Carl, is to where I'm actually going to put them, what plane they're on. And try to pay attention to some more of the specifics about the actual pattern. It almost looks like a thumbprint. Carl, does that answer your question?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm trying to also vary it up in certain areas. They're usually bigger on the main part of the body. On their tail, it gets very black at the end, and it almost turns into like tiger stripes actually towards the bottom. It's kind of interesting. This is where you can add some more organic qualities. See if anyone's over there, if you can see it a little more. Now I'm going to start to add some straights in there. Z, can you kind of see this right there where you are? Yeah. Okay, cool. Sorry if not everyone could. It was like a spur of the moment thing. So I'm going to hit a straight here where the radius and ulna are, okay? Susan, why don't you stand right here? Susan, come and stand right here. You can see better. Okay. And then add for the toes, okay?
You can see through the screen.
I know, can you? And just for the hell of it, we'll put a paw up. Alright. As they start to supinate, most cats, their paws will turn over, okay? I'm just adding that. It wasn't like that, but that's very cat-like. Right. One's like this, one's like this. You guys have all seen it a million times. So get good at that if you're going to study cats, because it really shows what you're doing, as opposed to just putting them both down flat on the ground. Right. That's too dog. Okay. And just to make sure that this is in front of this, I'll just get an overlap that way, okay? And then maybe a plane right here. You can kind of tuck a leg under there if you want. And because of the proportions, you can tell it's also a kitten or a cub. They're so cute. So let me run it again. We'll do a couple more in a second.
So you're usually more organic at first, and then you start adding the strings.
Yeah, because it gives more structure. You've seen that as I've done my gesture. Keep it organic and rhythmic in the beginning. You know, okay. Jennifer was asking me yesterday too, and I said, "Bless you." That being organic, you want the rhythm, keep it organic, and the straights give it the structure. Okay, being plainer. All right, so so that leap right there. Awesome. Okay, so that leap, you keep the shoulder really close up to the head there. And he actually had a leg forward, but I don't really like the way that looked because it might look kind of stiff. This is where it's good to kind of understand kind of sort of the silhouette shape of it. And keep the, kind of spread those toes for balance, okay? And then you'll really feel that shoulder blade come up there. And maybe you'll get a little crease there as the spine reverses direction. Just a few little, like, I'm just kind of using like very graphic ideas, and then that reads right away is the under part of the paw, right?
Yeah.
The pads of the paw. Right? Keep the ears big. Let's keep it I'm about to show you one of my secrets for showing motion to you in a second, so be lucky that I'm going to show you this. But there's a lot of different ways of doing it, but it's one thing I got to do. You ever want to show something moving? Just add a little debris on it. It actually just feels like it's actually in midair, and there's actually been debris been shot up, okay? So it feels a lot better. To get some of the markings on them. And this is where a lot of times, like, look, like I was saying about capturing that pose, you just refer back for little things. One thing I'm really noticing is the shaggy quality of the bottom here. A really thick coat, you know? Just breaking up the line. I'm gonna hit this right here, get that tricep in there, okay? Just a few lines, you know? When you guys first learn anatomy, when I first learned anatomy, my animals were the buffest steroid-looking animals ever. Like, everybody was yoked out and everything. And in due time, you learn what's the good areas to show, like where is it necessary to actually show some sort of anatomical structure. Usually at points of tension. You know, so where this is kind of compressing, I'm trying to show it right there, okay? If he was pushing off, if they were pushing off on the back, I might show it back in the biceps femoris area and the hamstring, okay? Once again, anatomy is just there to help you from not screwing up. So that's how I use it, you know, in my animal studies. So just enough, just a hint of it. So when you guys first learn it, you might make it all, make them all buff, you know, but they're actually not. You know, it might go a little too far. Alright, they're still playing, so you can get another one. And you could just leave it at that, and that just reads, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I could put the other paw in if I wanted to, but there's really, you know, no need to, because of where it is. Because it still reads like it would, you know? So it's your choices. That's where your choices come.